Hello YouTube, and welcome to a video in which I'm going to show you how to turn this template into one of these cars. And what you're going to need are scissors and tape, as well as glue and some pens. And yeah, so what I'm going to do is show you how to get from this, never mind there's a storm on there because it's going to be something else, change this into one of these. Now I'll put this aside for now. I'll put this with the other spectacular cars that I've made. And so this car is going to be probably a car about my channel, probably. Pretty much what I was thinking is, because I have 73 subscribers, I was thinking the number might be 73 and then the car might be like red and white as represents pretty much like a YouTube car, pretty much. So for me, I'm going to take a red pen and I'll just get on with it. And 7 and 3. Right, so there's the 73. '73 there, and then 73 on the other side there. Right, now that's obviously like pretty basic. This is like, ooh, it's red with 73 on it. Well, obviously, we'll change that. And yeah, after when I've drawn all the designs, I will show you how to construct the car. Put the YouTube logo there. And, I don't know, write YouTube on the back, perhaps. Well, most likely. And there's someone shouting at something outside, that's not me. Right, well, I'm going to pause the video here. Once I've finished the design, I'll get back. Right, so what I've done is I've done the majority of the design now. I'll just do the black outline around the 73s on the side. And then that will probably be it for the car. And my black pen is now starting to run out. Even though, yeah, I got another one, but I might as well just use this one. But yeah, done the design now, pretty much. Unless I can think of anything else to add on to it, which, to be honest, I really don't think there is, because there's doing a good design, then there's overdoing a design. And I don't want to be overdoing it. Right, so I guess there is one minor thing I can add. Take my red pen again. I guess there's one minor thing I can add, and that's the red back wheels, I guess. Because then it would just fit in neatly with the design, the red flame design on the back. So that's the design done now. And now I'm going to show you how to get from this to, as I said, the cars over there. You can't see them very well because it's a shadowy area. Yeah, you need tape, and well, for these stages you're going to need tape glue, scissors. You won't need pens anymore, so I'll just put these back. Right, so what we're going to do, take the scissors, you take the template too. And what you want to do is start cutting. So you start off from the floor of the car, I recommend, because it'd be easier. You start off with one side of the floor, I recommend, and then cut to whatever side you started off with. So if you start with the side close to the back, I recommend start to cut the back of the car. So you get actually into the wheel arch, because you want to get the car as the car's shape. Yeah, the link for this website will be in the description, so for those of you who'd like to know where to go to get these, it's in the description. And one thing, the template is of a Ford, but if you draw them out, or you could just use Microsoft PowerPoint, you could put a square over the front end and change it to the desired car that you want. So you could change it to Chevrolet or Toyota. Now what I've done is I've obviously hand drawn the templates out. That's why, well, it looks accurate, I'd say. Not 100%, not 100% accurate, but it looks, accurate enough for my liking. So that's good enough. So yeah, what you should do when you cut out the gaps, it should go close and then come down and get wider as it comes down. So then you just continue to cut. I guess what you could do, for those who would like to kind of remind themselves which lines to cut or which lines to fold, I guess you could recolor the lines, I guess. So for example, cut lines could be, I don't know, throw a colour out there like orange or black, yeah, and then the folding lines could be, well, for example, blue or something. Or if you just want to leave it how it is, then just leave it how it is. I can't force you to change. I can't force you to make the cars set. I can't tell you what you can and can't do. That's why I'm doing this car, and that's why I've done so many other cars. Because I could so easily have chosen to say I'm just going to make the normal car, make the real cars, and that's it. But I just thought, nah, I'll let other people have the designs on the car too. So that's pretty much what I'm saying. You can't. I'm not going to force you to do whatever. Well, to do the cars that I want you to do, because that's just unfair. But yeah, you could easily mark it out, or you could just leave it out as, leave all the lines black. I think they're black on the template. I think they are. They're either black or they are blue, I think. Now with the front, seeing as I've hand drawn them out, there's going to be bit over, because it's not exactly accurate, as I said, but when you print it out, if you haven't hand drawn it, because if you print it out on your computer, then you're obviously not going to have that problem, because the template should be accurate and lined up. So, but yeah, as I said, if you want to make, I don't know, a Ford, not Ford, because that's what the template already is. If you want to make, say for example what I'm making, if you want to make a Toyota, you can just get a rectangle. Literally all you need is PowerPoint. You can get a rectangle, size it to the size of the front of the template. So for example, a rectangle like that big, if you're making a 164 car, or anything around that, and then you can literally just make it blank and then type in like Toyota Camry 2016, well, or 17, I hear it's going to be the same front end, and then put in front end, and then it would probably come up, and then you just keep all the integral details, so the headlights and the grille, and then just put it onto your template, and there you go, you've got Toyota template. You can do the same with the Chevrolet as well. Alright, so here's the template now. Looking pretty nice, I'll admit. But now, on to the easiest stage. Unless if you were designing, when you're designing your cars, if your cars were like all one colour, in which case that would be the easiest, because it would require you to do like next to no work, but easiest of the actual crafting of it is the folding. All you got to do is fold along each line, well, not each line, well, where the tabs are and what the car would, well, you're pretty much folding each line, really. In theoretical terms, you are like folding each line that's like meeting another part, so these two would meet, so you'd fold here. But obviously don't fold the lines that are in the window, because for one, you wouldn't be able to get anywhere to reach them unless you accidentally cut them. But don't cut them. Just cut the outlines, and then just fold each tab, and then fold the front and the back end. So you obviously fold this, because then it would go down and create the shape of the front of the car. So you'd have that front. Then fold this side. Fold this down. This little tab. And this tab here. Now you fold the bottom of the window, bottom of the back window, like this. So then it looks like that. And then you put that back down, and you fold the spoiler up the same way. So, and you fold the floor here that way, there. So now it's all like folded out. You do the gluing of it. So let me get the gluing. Got five of these for £1 from a local pound shop. So yeah, and one glue stick has lasted me a long time. So what you want to do, you find your tab that you think is going to be easy to start off with. You put your glue on there, like so. Line up with the part that the car goes to, and then stick it down. If you do encounter this, where the car is longer than the actual front of the car, you just find where it meets the front of the car. So for example, it meets it here. Then you just fold that bit over, put some glue on there, and then put it under the front end, and then stick it down, so then it's equal and level, and you won't have a car you won't have a car with the side that somehow exceeds the front of the car. And what you want to do, go to the back of the car, glue the tab, line it up, stick it down, hey presto, you got another tab done. Then you do exactly the same on the other side. I'm starting from the same place, so I'm starting from the front. Line it up again. And again, it's got a bit hanging over, but as I keep saying the word again, just find the piece where it meets the front, glue that, and then put that, the bit where you glued, under the front of the car, or wherever you are gluing. For me it's the front, and you just make sure the paper doesn't fold in on itself when you're sticking it down. And then what you do, obviously, it's the same as you did the first time, stick it under. So now the front actually looks like the front of an actual NASCAR, all stuck there and level. And then with the back, so here you see a little tab which was on the other side. Line it up, stick it down, lift the rear up with a spoiler, and there you go, it's done again, another one. Coming back onto the subject of the spoiler, is just fold that upwards as far as it goes, so it looks like this. And you see there's a bit here hanging off again, so you just fold that in, fold it in there, apply some glue to it, and then stick your back panel onto that bit where you have the glue, and there you go, you got the main integrity of the car. As with the floor, you measure it to see if it fit, so your car isn't like too wide or too thin. So as you can see, it looks a bit wide, a bit too wide for what it should be. So I'm going to take my scissors again, cut a tiny bit off, force it out, well not force it, just get it out, put it with the rest of your scrap paper, and now it looks pretty level to me. Oh yeah, there's also a tab on the other side of the floor, so you got, well, on the other side of the car, so on one side you got the whole floor, the other side you got a tab. Do not cut that tab unless you so very much have to. I've only had to cut that off twice. That was literally because that was why the floor was doing, because the floor was so wide, and then I just cut the tab off, then it fit perfectly. So what you do, take tape. Firstly, what you would do the easiest bit, the easiest part. Literally, there's two bits that you can do to tape. The back bit here, you stick onto the back panel. Make sure it goes over the wing, over the spoiler, just so you can fold it back down onto the actual boot or deck lid, whatever, I'll just call it boot, and then there you go, that's that bit held in place. the other part for the taping is the floor. Our worst enemy, the floor. Get a piece of tape, longer, well, more of it this time. It's got to be a bigger piece. Now, make sure your tab goes over part of the floor here, because it has to go over, because then it'll be easier. Otherwise, if it goes under, you've just made it harder for yourself. So got this like this. What it should do now is apply the tape. Now grab your scissors. There's room to push on under the car. So hang on. I'll apply the tape, but I won't actually stick it down. I'll be back. Okay, so now you should have the tape on the tab. So you have a lot of room, so you can put your scissors on one side of the floor and press down on the side with that's got the tape on it with your thumb or finger. So then it's stuck down, and you now have your completed car. Everything on it is solid about it. You've now completed your own car. Whoa. What you could do for the floor is use cardboard, but I'm probably not going to do that. But you've now got your own completed car, ready to be used in stop motions or whatever you plan to do with. So yeah. This has been me making a video on how to make one of these cars from start to finish, including designing it. And I shall see you in the next video. Leave a like and smash the subscribe button. So, goodbye.